Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Tropical Cocktails / Mocktails virtual cooking class. I am Charlotte, and joining me as my moderator, my friend, and my timekeeper, Scott Tompkins.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm most excited because when it comes to cocktails, mocktails, and just the whole bar scene, I'm like the level before beginner novice. So I'm going to learn a lot tonight, I feel like.
You know, the bar scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the. Okay, I get where you're going with that. Cocktails, mocktails. This is the stock your bar department at HEB.
Yeah.
I found all of this stuff while looking for simple syrup, and I found it all in the beer and wine department, and I was blown away.
Yeah, by the way, if you have not seen it, by the way, if you're joining us on Facebook, just know that all the fantastic things you're seeing right now, literally, you can click on the item, you can pay for it, you can have this, you can do your own cocktails, mocktails, and have your own party at home. All there. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, welcome. You can always check out our past content. Simply go to youtube.com/HEB. Yes. And those of you who signed up for the class and you're with us live on Zoom, welcome. Charlotte, we are ready.
Let's go.
Drink some dinner.
Well, cocktails.
Well, cocktails, some dinner.
And mocktails. So we're doing, so the weather is warming up, right? So we're in spring, right? We're soon to be in summertime. And we thought it would be fun, since we have all of this wonderful tropical fruit, which is in season right now, that we should make some fun cocktails. So it's kind of some uncharted territory for us here. I don't think we've ever done a cocktail class. Not a professional bartender, nor a professional mixologist, but I do know a thing or two about drinking a drink, and I do know a little bit about some flavor, so I think we can.
Would you say you're a professional at drinking drinks?
I would also say I'm not a professional at that either. But like I said, I do know a few things about flavors. So the tropical fruit that we have in season right now is sourced from over 25 different countries. Obviously, it's those high humidity tropical zones. It's things like guava, dragon fruit, papaya, mango, kiwi, ginger, the hibiscus that we're going to use today.
Yeah, it's a great season to be in store in your produce department at HEB. There's a lot of cool stuff.
So much stuff. So the recipes that we're going to make are, we're going to make 2 simple syrups. We're going to make a hibiscus ginger simple syrup that we're going to use for our hibiscus Margarita Mule. And we're also going to make a guava simple syrup. Now, the recipes that you may be seeing will say lychee simple syrup. The recipe is going to be the same, with the exception of we switched out lychee for guava because we couldn't get a fresh shipment of lychee in until May. And so instead of me just opening up a can and saying, here is some lychee, we thought it would be more interesting for you guys to see actual fresh fruit. And it also speaks to the versatility and ease of how it is to use these fruits, and then how easy it is to make a simple syrup. So we're going to make that, and then we're going to do a couple of mocktails, and then we're going to make a guava gimlet. So I think we should get started.
We just for those of us like me, you're going to have to go very slow and use very small words so that I can follow you. I know everybody else will be just fine following, but when it comes to mocktails, cocktails, why is it called a mocktail?
Okay, so I did some research earlier today, and I was trying to figure out, and I've done it several times, why do they call it a cocktail? And I really couldn't figure that out, right? So the reason they call it a mocktail is that it's the same delicious ingredients, just sans the alcohol, right? So it's a mock.
Oh, I thought they were mocking the alcohol, like it was a mocking,
okay,
like
well,
I'm going to insult and mock.
Potentially, I don't know, but somebody Google that for us, all right?
Told you I was a novice.
Okay, so the first things first, we're going to make our first simple syrup, and this one is going to be our hibiscus simple syrup, right? And so the hibiscus, or the Jamaica, is just this dried flower that actually comes from the plant. It's absolutely wonderful, and when steeped in any sort of liquid, usually water, it produces this really fragrant and tart flavor. It's like nothing
really
else
good
I've
tea.
ever had.
You can throw it in your tea.
Oh, absolutely. It's absolutely wonderful. But for this simple syrup, it creates it really balances out the sugar, right? It's absolutely phenomenal. So to my pot, medium-high heat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a cup of brown sugar. Typically in a simple syrup, let's talk about what a simple syrup is.
Simple syrup 101. Break it down,
Let's break it down. So a simple syrup is really just equal parts sugar and water reduced by half, right? And the reason why you would want to use a simple syrup in cooking, or like baking, let's say, for example, is to add moisture, right, and sweetness to like a cake, right? In cocktails, you're adding flavor and sweetness, but you're also doing so. So I added a cup of brown sugar, and now I'm going to add a cup of water.
So white sugar, brown sugar, does it matter?
So it doesn't matter. Typically, you're going to find it with granulated, just plain white granulated sugar. For this particular recipe, I really wanted to bring out some caramel notes.
Yeah.
So I'm using that molasses note, so I'm using the brown sugar. What I'm doing is I added the water, brown sugar. I'm going to stir it to dissolve, and I'm going to add in our flour. So going back to why you would want to use a simple syrup, right? So how many times have you sat down at a restaurant and had a glass of iced tea, and you poured a sugar packet in there, and you stirred and you stirred and you stirred,
12, and then I try to...
Or even your iced coffee, right? So you have an iced coffee, and you put the sugar in, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm chewing my beverage, right? So the reason why you would use a simple syrup is that it's this sugar that's suspended in solution, and it just immediately mixes into whatever it is you're putting it into, right?
Charlotte, I could have used this class when I was a kid because when I used to eat my Cheerios as a kid, you go to put your scoops of sugar in there, and I go to take the bite, and you scrape up all the granulated sugar, and then by 2 bites, you're like, it's not sweet anymore. So I could have been adding simple syrup to my cereal, and it would have been, completely covered rather than me suffer with.
Yes.
What a schmuck I am, man.
I
you know
know,
what?
right?
This is why you live and you learn, right? These are the things.
Also, like when we think about like beverages, cocktails, things like that, is that vodka tastes like vodka, gin tastes like gin, bourbon tastes like bourbon, right? And the mixers are mixers, right? But by making simple syrup, it's like elevating your beverage game in like very subtle ways. Like you could play with different flavors. You could do really like make some really fascinating things. Okay, so what I'm doing now, so in this pot right here, I'm adding the lemon rind, or the zest, the peel. I'm using just a regular peeler. I don't want too much of that pith, too much of that white part, because that's the bitter stuff. Just like that. And then I'm going to add in some ginger, and I'm gonna do I'm gonna do like one thumb of ginger.
One thumb, so one little nub of that.
Yeah.
Ginger.
Ginger is a rhizome. Did you know
It's
that?
also, I heard, Charlotte, good for aids and digestion.
I would imagine, yeah. They give you ginger for nausea.
Isn't that why?
Maybe this will help with a hangover.
I feel like we're going to need it after this class.
All right.
Can't you also do ginger for like motion sickness?
I
Is
did it
thing?
when I had morning sickness when I was pregnant. So
There you go.
Okay, so I did a really big thumb. I did a bunch of ginger because I really want to bring out that flavor. You don't need to peel it. You don't need to chop it. You don't need, just throw it in just like this. And we're gonna bring this to a simmer. Can y'all start to see that color in there a little bit? I don't know if you can. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. And we're just gonna simmer this, right, and reduce it down by half. I've got this on medium low.
So I really like the simple, I like, you said just what you said, like you can have a vodka tonic as a vodka tonic as a vodka tonic.
Yes.
But like what makes it interesting is all the different flavors you can infuse to bring out, more in your vodka, tequila, whatever your, drink of choice.
Whatever it is, right? Okay. You could do, it's really fascinating. So you could do like a lavender simple syrup, or a mint simple syrup, a watermelon simple syrup, right? And get all of these flavors, and you can add them to like, you're not limited to cocktails, obviously, but you could do, add them to, sparkling water or your iced tea or whatever that is.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be just even in cocktails. It can be anything to sweeten. Tara has a great question. Does HEB sell hibiscus? If so, where in store? So yes, Tara, we do sell hibiscus. It's typically in the produce section, can be in the spice section. It's next to all the other kind of dried peppers. You'll usually find the hibiscus or jamaica in that area of the store, typically.
Good. All right, so now we are going to move into our guavas. So these are our guavas right here. These are from, is it Delina or Delina? I don't know, Delina or Delina, but these are from Mexico. It is a women-owned business, which I think is really rad. And since today is the last day in Women's History Month, so
that's right.
Way to go, ladies. I am a huge fan of the flavor of guava, but I am not a huge fan of the fruit itself. It's the seeds for me. I'm not really big on the seeds.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the smell of guava.
Oh, it's amazing, right?
Do as much of the eating.
These grow in Central and South America, in the Caribbean. They also grow in like the Philippines, areas
so
like
perfumey.
that.
They have such a incredible.
The aroma of a guava is distinctly guava, if that makes sense. But it has this like peppery note to it, but also like a really fragrant, like peachy pear note. It's
It does.
amazing.
When
yeah.
you walk into HEB during like the I would say like the heart of kind of tropical season, which is kind of basically right now.
Yeah.
A lot of stores you walk in and you'll smell this like really waft of like this really kind of tropical like kind of exotic fruit. It's usually the guava that you smell because it just has such a perfume to it.
This whole thing is edible. You can just, and if you're not into seeds, you can just pop the seeds out. Frankly, I just prefer the essence of. They are really high in pectin. So, which means they gel, which makes them perfect for thickening like sauces, jellies, jams, custards, that kind of stuff. And they're used a lot like, guava
Maybe
jelly.
Strawberry guava jelly.
Absolutely. So I've put about, 8 or so in there. We're just gonna cover the bottom of the dish.
So this, chef, is just as much as you need to kind of bring out flavors. If you don't like guava as much, you can lessen what you've got in there.
Nope. So there's 2 ways we can do this. You can either leave the whole fruit like I did here, or you can puree, like put the fruit in the blender and then blend it all up and cook that out. Just know that if you blend that up, what you're gonna get is more of a pureed, thicker version of a simple syrup. It's beautiful. It's almost like a sweetened puree, right? It has some more like, it's a little more viscous.
Cloudy.
Yep, cloudy, which will give you,
cocktail.
in fact, I have some made and I can show you guys really quickly. This is really good for, you can see how it's cloudy.
It
really
is thick
shiny.
though, there's no doubt.
But this is
It
great
definitely
for
is.
like a mimosa, a Bellini, if you were gonna do something that-
Something you want particulate in, some of that
Yes,
puree.
exactly. Okay, so here we go. I've got that in there. I'm gonna add in the sugar, like that. I'm gonna add in our lemon rind. How's my
Chef,
guy on the stove
I'm
going?
with it over there in spirit, but in the flesh, I'm across the room. So I'm saying I feel like it's fine.
Okay.
Can I just
feel
say
like
that?
it's fine?
Spirit feels like it's fine. The flesh says, I don't know.
Okay. All
Is
right.
that clear enough?
Yeah. All right. Again, we're just taking this rind. Just taking the rind. We don't want
Peeling them
anything
off.
else.
Again, it's all about infusing flavor. So
It
this
is.
is even like not just for a cocktail because the kids, for summertime, this could make a great, like you could infuse this into lemonade, right? You could make a guava lemonade. Like
So
fresh
this is a
squeezed.
great, you could, absolutely, right? So if you're gonna do lemonade stands this summer, this is an easy
you
way to
imagine?
do it, absolutely. All right, so I also have, this is not in the recipe, but I do have this, and I know that vanilla pairs really well with guava, both tropical.
Vanilla coming from
both
the orchid
tropical.
plant.
And I just so happen to have this vanilla bean lying around, and I thought, I bet this would taste really good. So I'm gonna put this vanilla bean in here. I'm gonna show you how, I just cut this guy in half, and I'm gonna scrape out that meat, that right there. See all that good stuff? I'm just gonna put that in there. And then I'm gonna throw that whole pot in there. And this is gonna give us like a whole nother layer of flavor. So we've got that beautiful tropical note, the citric acid notes, that floral note. We've got that lemon that's gonna brighten it up. And now we've got this like really subtle sort of sexy vanilla happening. I'm really excited about
Can I
this.
say something? If you,
Yes.
what you just said, I want to go back to the lemonade stand because I want to tell you, if you live anywhere near me and you're making this simple syrup and going to add it to your lemonade, I can tell you that's going to be the gold medal winner
It's
for
not
anybody.
25 cents a cup.
It's like, how much? I'm sorry, you said your guava lemonade was $5 a glass. Yes, that's right. It's guava infused lemonade. It's like the refreshing. I'd pay it.
You would?
I'd have to borrow it from you, but yes.
I'm going to take Venmo at my lemonade stand, all right? Okay, so I'm just going to mix this to get that sugar to dissolve, just like so, and we're going to reduce this by half. This guy's already doing all the things. Can you see it? So we got some bubbles. You can see how thick it's already getting. See how it's starting to coat the side of the pan? We're going to let this go a little bit more. Just quick tip here, the more of the flour you add, the more intense that flavor is going to be, right? So if you want less of that flavor, just do less flour, all right? This guy's going to be right here. Also, this is the surface of the sun. This one's, I guess, mercury, but they don't need to do a rapid boil, but you definitely want to bring them to a simmer, and we're going to reduce by half, all right? So I'm going to do a quick cleanup, and while that's happening, we are going to make a margarita salt, and we're going to use that hibiscus, and I'm going to show you guys how we do that.
All right, Chef, we got the first request. Facebook, Yolanda.
Yes.
She wants a cucumbber lemonade recipe.
Sold.
She's selling it on the, Yolanda,
Okay.
we'll give it to you, but you got to tell us where you're selling your cucumber lemonade.
Okay. Is it her? She wants us to do the recipe?
Yeah.
Done. Okay.
Ready. Let's hear it.
Okay. So we're going to do,
2 parts.
you're going to make a cucumber
Simple syrup.
simple syrup. So you're going to peel the cucumber, equal
There you
parts water and sugar. Simmer that, reduce it by half, and then you're gonna go to HEB and you're gonna buy all the squeezed lemon juice,
There you
fresh
go,
and
fresh
produce. Dump it in there, add in your cucumber to taste, a little bit of mint, and ta-da!
Hookah,
All
hookah,
right,
hookah.
Hookah, hookah. All
I
right.
will tell you one thing, Lana. Just know that when if you're gonna make cucumbers using the skin, the peels, the regular cucumbers, not the English cucumbers, have more of a cucumber flavor. So use those when you're steeping your simple syrup,
Ooh,
and you
there
will
you go.
definitely get a lot of cucumber.
There you
flavor.
go. Okay, so in my little KitchenAid guy, or my little bzz, bzz, that's the official name for it here.
Yeah, it's the bzz.
The bzz.
I call him Henry, but you can call
Okay,
him
whatever.
whatever you want.
I've got some of the dried flour. I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar, about 2 or 3 tablespoons, and I'm gonna add in some salt, which I've got right here. And this is what we're gonna use to rim.
But kind of like this is you're kind of making a kettle corn style,
I
like
am.
half salt, half sugar.
You know, making these like infused salts is a really cool way to like jazz up food, make, you know, it's just fun,
Absolutely.
like that citrus salt. Let's do a little lime in there. Y'all want to do a little
Josie,
lime?
yes, absolutely. Josie says she'll see your cucumber lemonade and raise you a jalapeno in there to make it a jalapeno cucumber lemonade. Good job,
Oh.
Josie.
I love it,
Again, if
Josie.
you just drop the address to where you guys are going to be selling this, you probably have customers all summer long.
I'm gonna add a little lime zest in here. What do y'all think about that?
I'm down.
Okay.
Can you imagine a 5-year-old in the street corner and somebody drops by? They go, "How much is your lemonade?" They're like, "It's a cucumber jalapeno lemonade." They're like, "Say what?"
Okay, this guy works. All right, we're gonna throw this guy in here. If you don't have one of these guys, you can use like a coffee grinder or just like a blender.
We do sell those little guys at HEB. Henry's ours. I bought him special at HEB, but you can buy another version.
Oh, so pretty. You can see how it's like, oh, the little particulates turning it. Such a pretty color.
And it bleeds out, right? The salt's going to pull
Yeah.
some. I mean, it's already dry, but it's going
The
to pull out
dust.
so you get that beautiful color.
So pretty. I love it. All right, let me come back over here and check this guy. Okay, this guy is doing really well. It's like almost gone, almost completely evaporated. I'm going to turn the heat up on this guy. We'll be here all night. All right. So now what we're going to do, so you can see in there, look how beautiful that is, right? You can see it in there. But honestly, the dried hibiscus is like chewing on twigs, right? And so it's not really a desirable texture, if you ask me. So what I like to do is take it from here, this stage.
I see. Put the little sieve. Charlotte,
Yes.
real quick, how can you make a simple syrup with less sugar? Can you use like erythritol? Can you use stevia? Can you use? I would imagine you could use some of the baking replacements, right? Like there's stevia baking.
I don't
there's-
know if stevia will work, but I'm pretty sure like things like allulose may work, and there's
Erythritol?
some sugar that acts like the sola.
Sola. Okay, yeah.
It
Acts more
acts
like
like,
sugar.
yeah. But part of being
So less sugar, maybe use a mix,
Yeah.
like maybe a little sugar and maybe
Yeah.
like allulose. Because
Yeah.
I know allulose doesn't have as sweet of.
it's not as sweet.
By the way, Judy Frazier would like to tell you that for Yolanda on Facebook, this goes back to the cucumber lemonade. We're still on this, by the way, in the chat.
Okay.
They say, drop a little bit of vodka in that jalapeno cucumber lemonade. It's delish. So there you go.
I hope somebody's writing all these recipes down because.
Judy wants to be the next guest cocktail
Okay,
chef on our
Judy.
show.
Okay,
She's
Judy.
got some good ideas.
All right. So what we've done, so now we've got this beautiful salt and sugar mixture. It's absolutely wonderful. I've got a couple of them that I made earlier today. You see this one right here. And then just depending on like the fine mesh of your strainer, just determines the like particulate,
Yeah,
right?
but look at the color on the
So
one you just did because you really pulverized
It's
it.
so beautiful,
well.
right?
It like really looks pretty.
Also, I think that there was a little bit of moisture in here from when I washed it, so that helped pull out that color. And then I just put this in this little K&T guy. Okay, this is our salt cellar, and I love it. And I put all of my like
know,
rubs and
stone.
I love them. All right. So this looks absolutely divine. I'm gonna put that over here. This is also a really great gift. Like if you wanted to like give someone a really cool gift, bring them your favorite bottle of tequila or whatever. And
I
then
thought you meant the parchment on the sugar, and I was like, I mean, you could give that as a gift, I guess. You could probably, I wouldn't.
no, you give them your favorite tequila.
Yeah, and your thing with
and
the,
then
yeah, now
yes,
all right, I'm on board with
yes,
that.
and then make a little salt for them. How fun is that? I love it. All right, let's go back and check on these guys. Okay,
Yeah,
this guy's
are
done.
they looking good? I've really tried to stay with you on those. Really
what?
tried. I'm really trying to stay with you on your simple syrups.
Okay, so you can
How'd I
see
do?
those little black particulate on top is from the vanilla bean.
Oh, yeah.
This smells like a tropical paradise. I'm in a bikini with suntan lotion and an umbrella in my cup right now. That's where I am in my
Okay.
mind.
All right. So with all that, what beach are you in your bikini with your umbrella enjoying your guava?
None of y'all are here. This is fantastic. Okay, so this
That
guy,
checks out.
this guy's done. He's thicker, he's sticking to the side of the pan. We're gonna strain this bad boy out right now. And I'm gonna use this strainer.
Now, why do you want to use our, and this is not a shameless plug. It is a shameless plug.
It is a shameless plug.
Why would you want to use a borosilicate bowl and not like, oh, say a plastic plate or bowl?
Well, first off, this is boiling, so please don't put any boiling liquid in a plastic thing. But these are borosilicate. They're tempered glass. They can go from hot to cold super, super fast. It kind of rhymed. I feel like I was almost rapping.
No, you were there.
All right, so now I'm just gonna strain this guy out, and I just wanted to show you what this looks like.
There you go.
See how it's syrupy?
Look at the color of that, though.
This color is phenomenal.
So when you add just a little bit of the, like, I think about like beet juice, like when you're trying to color things naturally, like that's definitely red. This has like almost a
See, it's
tint
thick.
of, like when you add it to something, like a tint of like a purple kind of shade, right?
No, it's like, look at this. Do you see that? This color.
Fuchsia? What color
It's
is it?
like fuchsia,
red, but not-
magenta, this like, ooh, this is really good. This is a good syrup. We did it, guys. Ooh, yum. All right, I'm gonna set that over there and let that cool for a minute. Usually I let them cool completely before I put them in a container or before I put them in the fridge, and I usually store them in a squeeze bottle. You could do like the ketchup and mustard guys at home, or you could put them in like a carafe, whatever. Just make sure you have a lid, and then you wanna keep them in the refrigerator because there's no preservatives in there, and we used fresh ingredient, and then about 7 days, and then I toss them.
Yep,
Because they
7
will
days.
get
It's a fresh
funky.
product.
All right. Okay, so while this is still doing its thing over here, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. See how our bubbles are really going fast? We want our bubbles to slow down. I can tell that there's still a lot of water in there because the bubbles are going so fast, all right? As the water evaporates, our bubbles will be still small, but they'll go slower. That's a
As it
really good
gets-
tip if you're making like sugar syrups for like meringue or marshmallows or
Yeah,
something
you
like
cook
that.
it down.
Okay, so since we're waiting for this, and it is the stock your bar department at HEB, I thought we would take a moment to talk about barware and glasses, right?
Can
And
I
the
ask you a
tools of the
question
trade.
While you're about to go into this?
Okay,
Every single glass you have on that tray comes from HEB.
yeah. all of
Every
them.
single one of those. You're
Every
going to
s-
give us all the different uses.
Yeah.
But you're telling me you don't have to go to 5 different barware stores, pay an
No.
exorbitant amount of money to do all this stuff. You can simply go to HEB to get something for cocktail, highball, all these things.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm
Proceed.
saying all those things. And I'm saying if you like them, you can click the button and they can be yours. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with, I'm gonna use this glass. This is just a standard wine. This is our kitchen and table. You could do red wine, white wine, whatever you want. This is just a standard champagne flute, same. This guy right here is a martini glass. This is a glass that we would use for cocktails that don't have any, they're chilled, but don't have ice. So think of like a Cosmopolitan or a martini.
Also good for Cabernet, I'm assuming? Yeah? No?
This?
Yeah, the martini glass,
Yeah,
Cabernet?
sure.
Sure, I can do that in there.
You know what, Tompkins? This is also good for Cabernet.
Well, I mean, you laugh, but that's true.
This guy right here is just a really fun margarita glass, but this guy is going to be good for any sort of frozen beverage, right? So strawberry daiquiri, pina colada, Miami Vice, which is a strawberry daiquiri and a pina colada.
Wait.
mixed up.
Did you just say a strawberry daiquiri in a pina colada was called a Miami Vice?
If you mix them together.
Is that a real thing?
No, it's a real thing. It's called a Miami Vice. And
I told you I was beyond beginner.
Yep.
I'm like so.
Yep.
Now I'm like the level below the beginner level.
this guy is called a Collins or a highball. You would use this glass for beverages that do have ice. It's usually like, think of a mojito or a Mai Tai. Who am I missing? Oh, this right here is a double old fashioned, or a highball glass. So not a highball, a rocks glass. So you would use this for obviously any beverage like a Scotch, bourbon, whiskey, something that you would drink neat, or a like straight liquor that you would enjoy like on the rocks.
And the devil's
right?
the glass you reach for when you've had a typically harder day. Yes,
Yes, after
the
days
regular?
like yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we have one of my favorites, which is really just like tried and true, which is the stemless
I like that too.
wine glass. It does everything.
Yeah, it's cool.
Everything, right? And so I love this glass so much. So I just thought I would bring this out here, and I just like the shape, right? I'm gonna go back. Hold on, stand by. I'm gonna
Charlotte,
check on
let's
this.
use them all.
Yes. Okay. So you can start to see what's happening. Oh, look, our seeds are starting to come out. Honestly. These are so. This is so.
I like the
can't- this is
vanilla and
so
the
good.
guava. I like
I'm
that
gonna
touch.
grab some ice real quick.
Just
from
an
the
FYI,
freezer.
if you like the vanilla thing, we are going to be doing a class in May that's all about vanilla. So we'll go more into. Charlotte had some great tips on the vanilla. There'll be more on that in May, along with
Can
so
y'all
many
hear
other
my
great
ice?
things.
Okay, I'm gonna do. I gotta move. I gotta make some space for my ice real quick, guys. Stand by. All right.
Ice is ready to go.
I know. I'm not even cooking, and
Look
I
at all
already
those
am out of
glasses.
space.
You know, Judy's really excited. We're anticipating every glass is going to be filled.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's get rid of these. I don't think I need you. All right. Y'all ready to make a couple drinks? Y'all want to talk about garnishes real quick?
Yes, please.
Okay. Garnishes. Really quickly, to chill a glass, I never put my glasses in the freezer. I always chill my glasses with ice. And to do so, all I do is take ice, and I either do just plain ice and a little bit of water. In fact, let's put a little bit of water. So I want my whole life to smell
I'm
like
telling you,
that.
I can definitely smell the guava from
Yeah.
there. It's kicking.
Just like this, right? And then
Facilitate the cooling process.
Yep, so it's gonna chill your glass in almost no time, right? And then when it's ready, cold, you're ready to pour your drink, you just toss all that ice, all right? So I'm gonna move this over here. We're gonna get ready. Okay, so some barware that I wanna talk about really quickly is, and some garnishes. We've got our standard, this is the standard jigger, right? So it's got the 2 ounces here and the 1 ounce on the bottom, so it's
That's like
double-sided.
legitimate, that's a legitimate,
It's great.
go
It's
to
beautiful.
a bar, that's
Yeah.
a really nice
Yeah, it's
double jigger.
fantastic.
That's cool.
We have these really fantastic picks right here. These are metal picks. They're cocktail picks. You can use them as to stab an appetizer, if you will.
That's
or
like
you
what
can
James
use them
Bond would use when he goes
for
to Monte
garnish.
Carlo.
They're
they
also,
give him that kind of a toothpick.
yes, they've come a long way from those little plastic swords. Do you remember those? Getting those? Okay. never mind.
I still use those at home.
I
Is
bet
nothing
you do.
wrong with that?
Okay.
There-
We've got some. This guy right here is a Boston shaker. So we did some research on this to find out what
story was pretty anticlimactic.
Yeah, very. Apparently, the original Boston shaker was a tin can and a cup.
There you
So
go.
it's come a long way.
That's pretty much the story.
Yeah. And then this guy right here is a it's a stirring pitcher, right? So really you would just pour the stuff in, stir it, and then doop, just like this, right? So we got some cool stuff, all right?
That's what you should use at your fancy lemonade stand. You have one of those to pour the customers, you put it in a little
Yes.
thing first.
Yes.
So it really sets the tone
Right.
of what they're about to get.
So then I've got a couple of garnishes that I've found. So these are Amarena cherries. These are from the Bologna, they're made or grow in the Bologna or Modena region of Italy. They are an actual cherry. They're little tiny, meaty, sour tart cherries. They're absolutely beautiful for a cocktail or for a dessert. They are, they're similar to the Luxardo cherry. They blow a maraschino cherry out of the water,
Yeah,
and
this
this
is
right
real
here,
deal.
yes, elevates that craft cocktail to the next level. You can get the Toshi ones in the deli area, so next to the cheeses.
Awesome.
And then you can get
Careful my glass.
the Collins in beer and wine.
Beer and wine.
with
there
the
you go.
mixers,
I was almost
right?
gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one you can get in the deli section
Yep.
is either the upscale, and the other one you can
Yep.
find in the beer and wine department. You can also find the
Yes.
maraschino cherries if that's your particular one you like. That's the one that's your go-to. Those are also found on a different aisle. So we've kind of got cherries spread out.
Yep.
Luxury cherries, I call those luxury cherries.
Yes. Okay. So we've done all that. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about. I found this guy. Okay.
Also, like a serious bar tool.
Y'all, I'm telling you, I'm gonna open a bar in my living room with all of this
And
stuff.
all you'd have to do is one stop.
There's no cover charge. Ladies,
She says
drink.
that now, folks, but I
Ladies, no
guarantee that
cover.
would change as soon as we all show up.
All right, so this guy right here, I
She
love
wouldn't
this
even let
thing.
me in.
No, sorry, you don't fit the dress code. There's a dress code. So this guy has the space for the lime juice or the simple syrup. It has a little spot for the sugar where I put our sugar salt mixture, and then it has a space right here for the salt. It has this little like sponge thing. I'm gonna show you how this guy works really quickly. Let me grab one of these glasses. So what you do is there's a liquid here, lime juice or like I said, simple syrup, and you press the glass in there
In the
like
sponge?
this. Yep. And so it adds some liquid there.
You don't need to, that sponge shouldn't be swimming. It just should be just
No,
enough.
no, it's just
where it
enough to
kinda
be wet.
soaks
Yeah,
it.
because
Okay.
you don't want it to drip and you don't want it to melt the salt or anything like that. You just want it a little bit, right? And then what it does is it provides
What?
something for the salt, sugar, and rimmer to stick to, right? And then you got this really cool thing, right? I love it. I'm super into it, all right? Super into it. I love this
that.
thing. Do you have one of these in your house?
No, I need to.
I do
Obviously,
now.
clearly I need to.
All right,
I'll
this
start
guy-
rimming everything.
this
Cereal
guy's
bowls, I'll do it
done.
all.
Let's strain this guy.
Judy wants to know,
Yeah.
in the cup you just made,
Yeah.
that's the perfect cup for the Miami Vice. Tell us more about the Miami Vice.
Tell us more about the...
Yeah, she want to know. She's like, tell me more about the Miami Vice.
A Miami Vice is legitimately a strawberry daiquiri, half strawberry daiquiri, half pina colada, and they're mixed together.
So it's like pineapple, strawberry, coconutty, like.
It's like, oh, do I want a daiquiri or do I want a Miami Vice or do I want a pina colada? It's like, oh, I can't decide. I'll have both.
That's the kind of drink
It's like
that
a cherry and Coke Slurpee. You get both of them together.
And you
Why?
drink-
Why go without?
And it goes down so easy. You drink like 8 of them, and you're like, how did I fall asleep? And I'm like burnt like the face, like the, the
Yes.
sun, because you.
They're so good. If you're like, I
Passed out
can't
on the
commit
beach.
to a whole coconut, but I can do a little strawberry.
So Judy, word of advice on the Miami Vice: go slow, go slow. Don't just run right in there to full
The
sprint.
thing is, Judy,
slow.
with the Miami Vice is you have to have 2 blenders and you have to make 2 batches, right? So just saying, watch
She
out.
said we're chickens. She goes chickens. I agree.
I'm not. I'm not afraid.
Chicken when it comes.
Okay,
She's got
so
it. Judy, you
here's
got
our,
this.
look, this is our vanilla guava simple syrup. It's absolutely beautiful.
Smells
like,
really good,
Oh
by
my,
the way.
it's beautiful. It's really hot right now, but so it's super liquidy, but as it cools, it's gonna thicken up a little bit and you'll get this consistency right here. So I got our 2 guys right here.
Okay, simple syrups are
Okay.
good. So there you go. There's your lemonade stand.
This is
you're
it.
squeezing
This
in.
is it.
Easy.
I think it's time. I think we should make some cocktails.
I'm ready.
Are y'all ready to make some cocktails?
We are ready.
Okay,
Judy could
the
not be
last
more
thing I
ready.
want to show y'all though, really quickly, are these guys because they're the coolest and
I know
everything.
Yolanda's ready. She's ready for a little cucumber action that we got with our lemonade. We're going to show you how to do the cocktail.
Yes. Okay, so we
Charlotte's gonna
have
take care of
these
it.
guys. These guys are cool. All right. So we have all of these ice things at HEB. Y'all, I went off in the general merchandise. I went off in the beer and wine department.
And you can because
I
there's
mean-
so much to get.
Okay, so we have these things, right? Raise your hand if you know what these are. What are these for? Okay, Tompkins, you were too slow. These are ice spheres. So you make ice spheres with these, right? And you can put all sorts of cool stuff. They're made of silicone. We have silicone ice trays like this right
Those
here.
are for those big craft like
Oh my gosh,
cocktails.
right? Look, you can put,
Look at
so
the
in
size of
this,
that ice cube.
look at this. In here, I put some mint
at
and
that.
lemon. We got this guy that's got a lid. I mean, look at how cool these are.
That's cool too.
No, like I'm into this.
All
You
these
just-
you say you bought at HEB.
Yes,
Look at that.
all
You're a
of them.
bourbon drinker?
Look at
That-
this. Could you
it's been a
imagine
hard day, you got
having
your
a
double-
whiskey with one of these giant ice cubes in it?
Right? Your double bourbon glass that you bought at
Yes,
HEB.
these are so cool. Okay, but these are really cool. All right. Now, what I did with this is I actually added half of our simple syrup and a little bit of water to this, so that you could use this to flavor your drink. It's also awesome if you wanted to like iced coffee. So imagine filling these guys up with leftover coffee, and you put these in the freezer, and then you add this to your like iced coffee or whatever, and then it's like super coffee flavor.
Yeah, it doesn't get all watered down.
Right? So a trick with these, you actually want to get them wet a little bit to loosen them up. So I'm gonna go get these wet real quick. I'll be right back. Y'all
So those
can't
are
see me,
those.
but
So those are those craft ice cubes.
Yes, these
I've
are
seen. You know, they make refrigerators now. You probably already know this. They make refrigerators now where you can get the craft ice cubes made.
that's
like that.
a little right now. That's a little bit out of my budget, but yes.
Oh,
so,
me too. Me too. But
So
what's in
instead,
budget?
I can afford these silicone guys. It's also fun for the kids, right? Like you could throw some like food coloring in them.
I mean, you could freeze like anything, apple juice, anything you could throw in there. So they could have like an ice cube made of Coke or whatever.
Yeah,
Pepsi,
for sure.
Sprite.
Yeah. Okay, look. Let's pop these guys out. Come on, make me look good. Make me
Look
look
at the
good.
color of that. That's the hibiscus one, eh?
This is the hibiscus that has a little bit of simple syrup in it. Boom.
All right, how about iced tea with hibiscus? Can we
So
do
what we're gonna do?
iced tea?
Oh.
Is that reading your mind?
How
Not a
did
Long
you
Island
know?
iced tea. There's enough
No,
cocktails.
no, this is a mocktail.
All right,
Okay, here's what we're gonna do, y'all.
Kid friendly.
It is kid friendly. I'm gonna pull these guys out. Look how cool those look. I'm so excited about this.
Those look like
So,
beets. They look like fresh roasted beets.
Do they?
Straight up.
All
Wait,
right, so I'm going to start with a wine
fresh
glass, right? We're going to do our iced tea in this wine glass, and I'm going to put one of these guys in there.
Look at
See
the
how I'm
size
doing
of that.
this? See how I
Yeah, you don't
slide
wanna
it in
crack
there?
the glass.
Because I don't want to break this
Much
glass.
more dainty
all
than I
right?
would've done it.
We're going to put this guy in there. We'll put
Oh,
two of
wow,
these
this is
guys in
like-
there. And then, are you ready?
So now you have a hibiscus, lemony, minty tea.
Right here. And then I'm putting just some straight up unsweetened tea in here. I'm feeling like a genius.
Charlotte, I want a big straw. Give me one of those giant
Look
straws.
at that. I love it. Imagine
Perfect.
if you did that with like sparkling water, how beautiful that would look.
One of your Topo Chicos. I'm a
yes.
Topo Chico fan.
And then look here, we'll put a little lemon. Do you like lemon or lime with your iced tea, chef?
I'll take grapefruit. Or maybe a blood orange. Does that work?
Yeah?
No, I'll just take lemon. That's fine.
Okay. Sorry. And how about we garnish it with some mint? No?
Yep.
Okay.
Great idea, Amy. Ice molds also great
In
for fresh herbs, too.
retrospect, I feel like I should have done sparkling water so you could see how cool those ice cubes looked. Oh well.
I'm kind of into the tea thing, though. I like the tea.
Ta-da! Okay, put
Different
that
kind of sweet
on
tea.
a beverage napkin
Okay, now
right
what?
there.
You may think and this is, again, I'm going back to the beginner before
Yeah.
beginner. Why do you have to have a beverage napkin? I
Yes.
see you've got all the different, why?
Yes.
Why
okay.
do I have to have
There's a
beverage
bunch of
napkin?
reasons why you need a
All right,
beverage
give me
napkin.
the skinny on it.
First off, right? So when you hand somebody a drink, right, just like this,
Okay.
okay, a cold drink, and you put the beverage napkin down in front, just
Yep.
like this.
I'm in.
What you're doing is the cold glass, the cold beverage is going to have some condensation. It's going to drip down the glass,
sweat.
and it's going to land on whatever on the bar or on your friend's coffee table, right? So it protects the surface, right? And also nobody wants to put their arm in something
Wet,
wet. And then also if you're handed a beverage or you're at a party, a cocktail party, and you have a glass in your hand, right? And it's like, oh, pleased to meet you, Scott. Now you have something to wipe your hand on so you don't shake someone's hand with a wet hand.
I don't go to a lot of cocktail parties.
Clearly.
That's probably why.
Clearly.
That's why I don't know the etiquette. But now I know. Now I know. And also,
you
if you can see, if you can see the number of cocktail napkins that are out on there, there's all
the cocktail
kinds of shapes of
napkins.
Texas.
All right, let's make
There's
another
some fun,
cocktail. All right, we're gonna do
everything you need.
another one that's super easy. We're gonna do a mimosa. It's pronounced mimosa.
Mimosa.
Mimosa. Anybody?
What's that?
Where's that from? Where's that from?
Harry
Harry Potter? Okay.
Oh.
sorry. Leviosa.
Levio. Oh, no, I was there. It took me a minute,
Okay,
but
yeah,
I got there.
All right. So for a mimosa, this guava could actually be great with a,
Now hang on
like
there,
a
Chef.
blini.
What are you unwrapping there?
Oh,
What is that?
this.
Describe. Tell us. Yeah, tell us what your friend is.
this is the
Introduce your
whimsical Brut. So this is a Brut Rosé. It's from Washington.
So
this is
dry
our
or
friend,
sweet? This is gonna be
nope,
dry,
it's a
right?
Brut. It's dry. If you prefer something sweeter, you could do a Moscato d'Aste like the Prima Mazza, which is
solid gold
absolutely
bottle.
Yeah. The sweet guava goes really well with the sweet from the Moscato. They actually both have some floral notes, so they go great together. But this guy, I'm doing this.
Have you had this one before?
Yes.
Is it
this
good?
is great. Yeah.
Is this Charlotte approved? Your big
This
sparkling wine.
this is Charlotte approved. It
All
is.
right.
Okay. So we're just gonna give it a little.
Careful. Hey, use the saber I got you. Where's your saber?
my
Why don't you
saber?
saber it? Judy wants to see you saber it. Come on.
Oh yeah. Remember that time I hurt everybody because I had no idea how to do that?
And that's how you break a bottle all over the floor.
All
folks.
right. So we're gonna take our guy right here. I'm actually gonna use our guava syrup that's thicker, right?
So you're using the puree
I'm gonna use this
to
one
create
that's
an effect.
pureed. I just love the it's kind of viscous. It sits at the bottom. It has a little bit of you know, heavy bricks. Heavy bricks. All right, so we're going to take the champagne, and then we're just going to do a 4.
If I'm being honest, that flute glass is like, it looks like a $30 flute glass. If I was going to just, if I'd say like fancy flute champagne.
Oh, wait, I forgot where I was for a second.
We're live, we're live.
We're live, we're live. All right, we're just going to do.
Oh, perfect. Not too much. But you know what? That's okay, folks. This is, if we haven't mentioned, there's no cue cards. There's no,
but you know what?
This is live. It all happens live.
Is why.
Oh, see, one more way to, I got you.
That's why you have a.
You were just making a point
napkin.
for me.
I was just
The
making a
newbie.
point for you.
Okay.
I'm going to let that settle down, and we're going to add a little bit more bubbles to that. Okay, what's next? I say we do our guava mule.
Okay.
All right? So our guava mule, just like a Moscow mule, very similar. We're going to muddle in some of that
Now, what's
mint.
in a typical Moscow Mule? Go. What's in that?
Ginger beer,
Okay.
some vodka, a little lime juice, and a whole lot of mint. All right?
Okay. A whole lot of mint.
So what I'm doing is I'm going to rim our glass because I feel like we should get a little like,
Yeah.
you know, let's
Well,
get
you
creative.
bought that fancy thing that you can get
I
at
know.
H-E-B.
I want to do
you
like.
may as well use it every time you get a cocktail.
I just like the way it looks too. I'm gonna put, get my mint, and what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to muddle in our mint.
Now, what glass is that you're using, Chef? Real fast.
No, I told you. You tell me. What is it? There's a quiz.
Oh, you
Raise
didn't
your
tell me
hand if you
there'd be
know.
a quiz. Judy, come on. That's a highball glass.
It's a highball glass.
I was just testing myself.
Oh. Or
Yeah,
a
pass.
Collins. You could also call it a Collins glass.
Still a beginner.
So I'm adding in our mint here.
Judy got it right. She said highball.
Judy.
You also would have accepted the answer Tom Collins or Collins.
Or a
glass.
Collins glass. I would. Okay. You know what I'm on the hunt for? Glass stir sticks. Haven't seen those in a while.
Glass stir
I'm
sticks.
pretty
You
sure
know,
they're dangerous,
it's-
and you.
No, it's just like my glass microplane idea, my glass zester. We'll come
We'll
up
do
with
it.
those together.
Okay, glass kitchenware by.
Yeah, a whole glass
By
kitchenware.
Scarlett. That's Scott and I. If that's our celebrity name, all right, it would be Scarlett.
Oh, great!
Yeah, that's
now
perfect.
that's out there.
Okay, so I am going to use I'm actually going to use the back of a citrus
great
creamer.
idea.
So this is a really.
And we do sell a Mother, K&T Mother. It's hard to
Yeah.
find, but you can definitely find it out there.
Yep, we do. I couldn't find one, but I did find this, so I'm going to use it. Just super easy. This is how this guy works, right? Just like this, and then, woo, right to the face. Okay. And then you just squeeze it like this. So if you've got the citrus that's being real difficult, like this one,
Oh, I always
just
found
like
the dry
that. Okay.
limes, the driest
I
limes.
wanted that to look better than it did, but whatever. So now I'm just going to use the back of this, and I'm going to muddle it. I'm going to press it down.
I
break
think
it up.
that's one thing we should patent. I kind of like the glass mother because I mean, like, what could go wrong, right? Glass
No, it's
against
not a glass muddler.
pressing-
It's just a glass stir stick. Anyway, the reason why we muddle and what muddling actually does is it breaks the cell, it breaks the leaf of the mint, causing the volatile compounds or the essential oils to come out, release, and you get the flavor, the essence of mint without having to have a mouthful of salad while you have this delicious cocktail.
Leave
which
those
is what
stems in there. There's a lot of mint
Yeah.
flavor in the stems.
So then I'm gonna get my ice. So let me ask you, Tompkins, when you have a cocktail, right?
Yep.
Are you a do you like big ice cubes, no ice cubes, shaved ice?
You know what? If I'm being honest,
You don't have cocktails?
I don't really drink hard alcohol. That's
Okay.
weird. I know.
That's okay.
It doesn't, for some reason, I just have never gotten into, but see, like
A little bit of
now,
lime juice.
because I don't know enough about it, like now I'm starting to go like, all right, like I can see doing some of this. I could definitely do that.
Ounce
Leslie
or
on
so.
Facebook said these all look too good.
An ounce or so of our what's that stuff called? It's the whole point of the class. Oh, our guava simple syrup.
Guava simple syrup.
Now I'm gonna get our. I couldn't remember for a second.
Leslie would like you to make doubles, please, of all
Okay.
the stuff.
All right. So now, if you guys, let's say you were watching your, your calorie intake, you could do a light ginger beer, like we have right here. So the Central Market Organic Light,
that.
or you could do half ginger beer and half club soda. I'm gonna do a really cool garnish for this one. I think I'm gonna do our cherry. What do y'all think? Should we do one of these
Yeah,
really?
do one of those. Show everybody what those fancy
Oh, man,
cherries
these things
look
are
like.
so good. They're
how
like
dark they are, first of
perfectly
all.
sweetened, perfectly sweetened, perfectly
real
tart. Right? Oh God,
Dark.
get out of
Look
here.
how dark that syrup is.
Yes. Oh, you put this on like a creme brulee. Get out of town. I'm out of here.
Seriously.
I'm out of here. Look. Ta-da. And there we have our little mocktail. If you wanted to make this, if you wanted to put some booze in this, you could do vodka or you could do rum even and kind of make it sort of like a mojito thing. And that would be absolutely delicious. Okay, what's next? Let's do the guava gimlet. Y'all want to see that gimlet?
Yes.
Sounds like yes. All right,
Yes.
so our gimlet, I'm a big fan. Ooh, you know what we need to do? Let's do this. Can I top you off, please?
Yes, please do.
Look how pretty that looks. Oh, I did it again.
Oh,
My cup
man,
runneth over.
thank goodness that Texas cocktail napkin is catching all those bubbles. That's an
Just rub
aggressive.
it in,
It's an
Tompkins.
aggressive
Okay.
brute, is what that is. It's aggressive
It is.
champagne.
It is. Okay, so now we're gonna do our gimlet.
The
A
gimlet.
gimlet traditionally is just gin and lime juice, right? And then over time it sort of evolved and became gin and Rose's lime juice. And then over time,
Which Rose's lime juice is like a sweetened.
it's
like,
just
kind
a
of like very,
sweetened lime juice, which is just a lime flavored simple syrup, right? So over time, a gimlet just sort of became a gin drink with some sort of simple syrup in it, right? And so I figured that the guava or even the lychee, the recipe that we have, is beautiful for this. Gin lends itself to, it has so many like herby, floral kind of spice notes that it lends itself to all sorts of flavor profiles. I mean, it's great in a martini with that like, you know, vermouthy,
So you could
olivey,
serve it like-
but it's also wonderful. Yes.
on the rocks or like kind of just in a straight
Yes,
up, like the gimlet's kind of
Yes.
multi-
So for our gimlet, so we're gonna use our Boston shaker.
Boston shaker.
All right, I'm gonna Tom Cruise it up. You guys ready? Like,
Yeah, she was flipping these earlier and everything went really, really well. So we're waiting
I'm
for you
gonna
to flip it again.
I'm gonna catch. I could juggle this. I'm really good at
Awesome.
it.
We're
All right,
excited.
So in my glass right here, we are going to add in our simple syrup. We're gonna do about 2 ounces of this.
That's the guava simple syrup.
That's the guava simple
You're
syrup.
following along at home.
We're gonna do
If
our
you're
gin.
following along at home, how many drinks have you had so far? Number one, and number two,
Also,
what's been
hand
your
me your
favorite so
keys.
far?
All right, we're gonna do 2 shots. No, we're gonna do 2 ounces.
There you go.
We'll do a very traditional, acceptable pour, like so, right? We'll
That's
do a
right.
little bit of lime juice.
Again, that fresh squeezed lime juice. Again, can we also just talk about, in most HEBs, produce department, you can get that fresh squeezed orange juice, lime juice, lemon
Yes.
juice. Utilize those,
Okay.
man. They're so good.
You ready? You put
Ready.
the top in. Are you ready?
I'm ready
and
for a
then
flip. Do the flip.
I'm
and
not gonna do that. But
off
I'm
your
gonna,
back heel.
Tom Cruise, like da 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 da.
No, you got flip it around. Do like
No
spit
way.
on your hand.
No
Come on.
way. No. Okay, then you hit it, and then we're going to pour. Look, so remember, I have my chilling cocktail.
Yeah, it's cold.
Right? We're gonna dump that out nice and cold. And then,
Look at that. Look at that little frosted
if you're real
glass.
cool about it, ooh, y'all want to rim this one? Nah, we won't do this one. Yeah, we will. Come on, let's do
Yeah,
it.
you may as well. I mean, you've got that great tool. You may
It's
as well do
so
it.
fun. There's something satisfying about it. We could have done this with like cucumber sugar or something. All right, just
There
like
you go.
that.
For Yolanda. Yolanda, just more ideas for the
Okay.
lemonade stand.
And then I'm just gonna take my strainer like this and just
There it is.
do.
Also, the same tool you could buy at HEB.
Look at this, guys. Look how beautiful this is. I wish I could do like some real fancy, like choreographed thing for you, but
That was it. You just said that was your choreographed thing. It was
Okay.
totally choreographed.
there we go. And you don't want to do too many shakes, right? We talked about this. Too many shakes, like you end up, you could like, you water down the drink. The ice starts to melt, and
I can
nobody wants a watered down drink.
smell the gin
Right?
on that. I can
Oh
smell
my gosh, it smells so good. So we'll just do this. We'll put a little lime here, stab this guy. Y'all want 2 limes?
Yeah, we'll do 2 limes.
Okay.
We'll also put the address up of where we are right now, so you can come by and grab your cocktail, because we'll have plenty of cocktails to drink. Grab it, have it on the
Put a
go.
little doop like that, and that we'll put that guy right there. Boom. How beautiful is that? Okay. Have y'all seen my little bar setup I have right here? Y'all seen
Yes.
this? It's got my little-
Also, everything that you have in the tray, also you can go to each.
look at this. My little like, I've got my peelers. I have my other strainer that I have. I have all these things, right? I usually set something
really
like
cool
this
stuff.
up when I have people over, and I'm like, here, make your own cocktails. I encourage you. All right, so for our final drink, we're going to make our Margarita Mule, all right? And I am gonna
Margarita
do that in our mixer, and I'm gonna use a bar spoon. Where'd it go?
Bar spoon?
Oh, I put it right here.
It was right where you
Nope,
left it
right where
when
I
you
left
laid it down.
Okay, so for this guy, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our tequila. We're gonna add our, this guy right here.
Look how pretty that color is.
Look at this. This is our,
It's no joke.
no, it's beautiful. This hibiscus, ginger hibiscus simple syrup. Ginger and mint go so well together. Hibiscus and mint go so well together, and then the ginger, and it's all this like fantastic marriage of all of these flavors. And then you throw a little reposado tequila in it. Oh, stop! So good. All right. We're gonna do 2 shots. No, just kidding. Just 1, 2
That's
ounces.
it. So tell me a little bit about tequila. So like, if I'm not a big tequila drinker, like that one I noticed has a darker color, and some have that like the blancos.
So this is
They're
a
white. So what's
reposado, so it's been aged a little bit. So there's
right.
like tequila blanca, so it would be like the clear
So
tequila.
it picks up
which
the
is-
color from the
Yep,
aging.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of lime juice to this.
Do you have a favorite tequila when it comes to like where it's a blanco or reposado? What do you?
I'm a
prefer when you-
reposado person. It's
Are
sort
you?
of like it's a little more subtle and
I love
rounded.
the way they smell.
Yeah.
They smell really.
And then there's like, this would be really good with mezcal, which is like smoky. Ugh, so good. Okay, so we got that. Mix that to there. Let's rim this guy up over here. I'm gonna use this glass right here.
Now that was our stemless wine glass.
Yes, I'm gonna
also kitchen
put
table.
this, I'm gonna put 2 of these in there. What do y'all think about that?
Look at how giant those.
I know, go into the glass, go into the glass. Oh no, it didn't
That's
go
perfect.
into the
No,
glass.
it's perfect. Leave it. Leave it. I think it's gonna look awesome when you pour
Do
it over there.
you?
Oh yeah. Look, leave them both. Do
Okay.
it. Take the risk. Let's do it.
There,
Judy says
okay.
go.
All right, I stirred this up. Oh, you know what I did, y'all? I got so excited about this thing, I forgot to, I didn't muddle, but that's
all right.
okay. Don't worry, because what we're gonna do is this.
Just rub it in your hands and throw the whole bad boy
I'm just
in
gonna,
there. There you
I'm
go.
gonna tear
Twist
it up. Who needs a muddler?
Your hands make a great muddler.
I just wanted to use this thing. I get so excited about the gear. I get
There
excited,
it is.
like,
That's the one.
ooh.
Look at that
Add that
color.
in there. So beautiful. And then we're gonna finish this guy off with. This is why I encourage people to make their own cocktails at my house, so I don't have to spend the entire party doing it. And then we're just gonna top this guy off.
All right, so it's beautiful for Yolanda. When your
Yes.
kid's doing the cucumber lemonade stand, and then when
Yes.
you have, then we're gonna throw the jalapeno in there.
Yes.
Why don't you keep a bottle of tequila under the lemonade stand, and for the adults that come up, go, would you like me to adultize that for you?
Why not?
And then it's
Why
a
not?
full libation. Did I use that word right? Libation?
Libations,
Is that
yeah.
libation?
Oh my gosh! And all of these things. If you're in San Antonio, Fiesta just started.
There you go.
Here's your cocktail.
Cocktails for
Go in there. Go to your
Fiesta
home.
celebrations.
I don't want. These are sticky. Boop.
But they're
There's our little
beautiful.
guy right there. Oh my God, so good, y'all. And if you wanted to make that a mocktail, just omit the tequila, and that's it. I mean, that's it. That's how easy it is. Did you learn something, Tompkins?
I learned all the things. Number one, I learned that all I need to do is go to HEB to grab anything to stock my
Yeah.
entire bar. You gonna go for it again? I think you should just do it. Yeah,
I
go
want to
for
fill
it.
this
For it.
guy up, man.
Get it up there gently.
Oh,
You
I
know-
did it again.
You know, I'm gonna say
like
this.
a kid
I
in a
think
volcano experiment. I just can't.
I spiked your glass with baking soda. It would have been so much better if you'd have savored it, because then it just would have been everywhere anyway.
It would have been everywhere. Listen, I'm not afraid to make a mess. And
That's
the
right.
first
Can't be.
part at being good at something is sucking at it. So here we go, guys. I hope everybody
That's what it's all
learned
about.
one thing. I hope you guys try to make some simple syrups. They're great for all sorts of stuff.
Everything.
Lemonades, teas,
I'm telling you,
cocktails,
lemonade
whatever
stand.
it is. Tompkins, what is coming up next?
All right, so next week, join us. We're going to be doing an Easter dinner. I'll be hosting that one. Charlotte will be riding shotgun. She'll get to pick the music that
Yeah.
day. Plus, if you've missed something, don't forget, you can always go to our YouTube channel. Simply go to youtube.com/HEB, and then we just had it on the screen there. To sign up for those classes, simply go to our website, which is heb.com/classes. I'm doing it in reverse. Rob's like, what are you doing? And then, again, thank you for watching on Facebook. Everything you were trying to grab, you want to pick it up, simply click on the link to buy it. Charlotte, awesome class. I did learn so much. Judy was loving it. She's good. She's waiting for you to drop her her
Mocktail.
cocktail off at the house
Yes,
for her
to
on the way
go
home.
drive through cocktails.
Take us home.
Thank you guys so much for joining again. I hope you guys learned something from my kitchen, from my bar to yours.
There it is.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.